Hey, I just wanted to share something with you as far as a dynamic that I noticed when doing shadow work. So you'll have two people that would encounter each other, right? And in their dealings, at some point, the theme will come up with what the lessons that they were supposed to learn from each other. So let's just, for instance, say they needed to learn a lesson in anxiety. They needed to recognize that they had anxiety because that's thrown off their frequency. They're not even aware of how it's throwing off their frequency. And so you may have one individual that's more inclined, let's say myself, for example. If I recognize early, oh wow, I think we're attracting each other on anxiety because I'm noticing this guy has a lot of anxiety. So I'll do a scan, see if I um, see where I have anxiety. Then I discover the areas and how I exhibit my anxiety. Once I realize how I exhibit my anxiety, now I've taken that aspect of myself and pretty much integrated it. It was brought to the light. I accepted that this is how I've been being, and then I move forward. So with that whole action or that whole mindset more so, it changes my frequency. So now the other individual, if they don't do the spiritual work to kind of transmute that energy of anxiety, they're still vibrating on that frequency of anxiety. Meanwhile, I'm starting to drift now because I'm no longer vibrating on that frequency with them. And so that results in us pretty much going our separate ways, what appears to be whether it come about in the way of a fallout or just a lack of interest anymore because we're off now. Things don't flow well anymore. I know what it looks like. Whereas the other person, because they're not aware, it looks like I'm just walking away. But no, it was all energetic. You didn't do the work. I did the work. We're on different frequencies now, and it's nothing personal. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I notice it works. So one person would elevate or transmute a certain energy and eventually end up moving on. Where the other person, if they didn't learn, they'll continue vibrating at that frequency and continue attracting others who's vibrating on that frequency with them. And so they still have that lesson to learn. And that's the frequency they'll be on.